I'm Peter Hughes, one of your other hosts.
And we're playing a little Monopoly and making some banterful jokes. Now what you've missed is Peter has suggested a new idea that we're really enjoying, which is, Peter, do you tell them? I'm gonna mute my mic for this.
I believe that the elderly should have bedtime.
The next time. So why? Tell them why. Go ahead, Peter. Tell them why. Tell them why. Go ahead. Let them know the reason.
They need to be prepared for their final bedtime.
So, Peter, what have you been up to since the last JGP podcast?
Thinking about that idea.
So, since you haven't seen you in a little bit, Peter, what we do now on a lot of our new podcasts is, you ever heard of Am I the Asshole?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to explain it, but we call it Am I the J-Hole? And so we read some Am I the A-Holes and judge if they are the A-Hole or not. So I'm going to get one up, Peter.
Okay. And
we will judge them. Tom already knows this, as Tom has been on the last one. So I don't need to explain to Tom that part, but... this one's called Am I the J-Hole demanding my son take his daughter on his family trip to Disneyland? What? I got pregnant with my son Julius. Oh yeah, Peter, if you want to make any jokes, just interrupt me anytime you want, just to make jokes. But a month after my 18th birthday, tried to do my best for him, and he got into a good engineering school, but at 19, he got his then girlfriend Isa pregnant, and they had Annabelle together. I've been the one who's mostly raised her. Isa got deported and spent July but they spent July together. FT every night. What? Oh, FaceTime. Jules got married to his girlfriend Katja after graduation. Wait, was he not dating Isa? After graduation, they had 2 wonderful boys together. Annabella lives with me and not with them. Oh. The thing is, Jules never spends time with Annabella. He doesn't even call to say goodnight. But she loves him so much. It's like once a month he'll show up with a box full of toys, spend a day with her, and then go back to his family. It hurts her so much. He doesn't spend time with her because he's her hero. I'm just grandma. And no, he doesn't act this way because of his wife, Katja, would love to have Annabelle move in with him. But once she brought up the idea, she went on about all the things they could do together. She loved to be her stepmom, call her princess, sweetie, and so many nice nicknames. The only reason they haven't is because Julius has said she'd stay with me. After a few days ago, Julius told me that he and Katja were planning a trip to Disneyland in August. I told him that Annabelle would be so excited, and he should tell her on her birthday, and he just blankly told me she's not coming, and the trip is for his boys. Made it clear to him, and he needed to bring her on the trip, and he just called me a J-hole, and he's dumb, and he's never done that before, for trying to control him. I admit it was a bit controlling in my reaction, but I don't think I went too far. Am I the J-hole for asking him to bring his daughter? What's everyone's thoughts?
I mean, this is why the elderly should have bedtime.
Tom, what's your thoughts? You think that the grandmother is right to suggest this? I agree. Here's the problem, Peter. You've just realised I don't read these beforehand, so some of them might just be very cut and dry. No jokes I can really make because that's just dark. this man just ignores his daughter's existence and pretends he doesn't have his child. This is the problem. We don't know how dark they're going to be beforehand.
But, I mean, how old is the daughter and how old are the boys?
It doesn't say the ages difference.
Is the daughter older? Was the daughter her firstborn?
Daughter is the firstborn.
See, that might be why, you know, it's not like children and they're free go free or something. Maybe the daughter's too old.
There's no way to know the ages.
So the father doesn't want to pay.
He also doesn't see the child, so I think it's probably more to do with not acknowledging the child's existence. He only sees them once a month.
So is the daughter with the mother?
The daughter's with the Julius's mother, the Julius's mother, because the mother got deported.
Okay.
So he's not allowed to. He's choosing not to.
The boys have a different mother.
The boys have a different mother. It's a different mother. It is. Yeah, it's because the first mother was called Iza, and then it was Katja.
So the girl is with the grandmother.
Yes, it's where she's living.
But does the grandmother let the father see the daughter?
It's no. The grandmother's tried to get him to see his daughter more.
Oh,
and it's
so
trying. It's his choice, Peter. That's why that one's a bit sad, because we don't get to hear it's not a funny one, it's just a sad one, because yeah, he's just being a douchebag.
I mean, you have to think about it. You have to think about it this way. There might be some mental issues there. He might look at his daughter and think about it, the mother that was deported, and might cause him great pain.
But did she not suck it up for his child's sake, though?
I mean, I'm not defending the actions, but I'm just saying there might be some logic to it.
I mean, there might be the logic to it. That is true.
I'm not saying that.
I more mean Disneyland part.
He might he might not be intentionally being an asshole. He might have logic to it in his own fucked up brain.
Oh, I assume he does, but I still think he's an asshole. But I definitely think he thinks so. Do you want me to say it live on stream? So that is part of the problem, though, for Am I the J-Hole, Peter, is sometimes they are just not really funny to make jokes about.
But maybe he is, so he is an asshole, but maybe he's not.
Oh no, he could be a justified asshole.
He's not stable enough to realise.
You mean, I think he's there's definitely in his head some reason behind it. You know what I mean? It's also annoying that one was just the first one we did together. The three of us did together there was one where we couldn't really make jokes about because it's serious.
I mean, is it serious though? Is this a real scenario?
We pretend they are and never question it.
You can make jokes about anything, but still take it serious at the same time.
Your time has come.
Yeah, Felicity book. I'm trying to get another one here.
Successful people make their own luck.
Oh, this one could be interesting. Am I the J-Hole for deleting my husband's YouTube channel?
Your turn starts now.
Tom's right out of the gate. I'd be fair enough if someone deleted my YouTube channel, to be honest, though I'm kind of on the husband side. What do you, Peter? Before we know anything about the case, what do you think, Peter?
A deletion of a YouTube channel.
The wife deleted the husband's YouTube channel. That's all we know so far.
But is this a YouTube channel that they have together? Is it a joint YouTube channel?
No, Peter, you were judging it. We're currently just judging based on the title alone right now. We're going to learn more in a second. But based on the title and nothing else, Peter. What side are you on?
And
Let's
I
read
like
my.
to, I like to be open-minded, so I'm not going to just jump and say that.
You
I
have
mean,
to. You have to. Here we've decided that's what we're doing for this one.
I try. I think of logics. I think of reasons. There's reasons for it being deleted. It also it could be the case where the wife is just crazy, but there also may be certain types of videos on that channel that's caused great harm. So I mean, assuming that there is actual reasons, I'm going to go for the wife's side here.
We're not reading that one. I've just read ahead. That one's tragic. We're not reading that one.
But let's just read it anyway.
No, it's about abusing an elderly person. We're not reading it. It's too depressing.
So there's logic to the video.
Oh no, there definitely was, but we're just trying to make some jokes off the headline because these seem to be we're going to have depressing ones right now.
Technically, that video should be deleted by YouTube themselves. If it's that type of video, because it goes like against their guidelines.
Let's play.
So for YouTube to let that stay up.
That is insane. You should let it stay up.
So who's the real? J-hole.
YouTube is the J-holes.
YouTube.
I'm trying to find one that is just funny. Last time we didn't have this problem.
Your time has come.
YouTube is... I love YouTube, but YouTube has its problems. We can move out of J-hole for a minute. YouTube has its problems like any other thing does, where YouTube takes down content that's copyrighted or stuff like that and takes that away, but keeps up stuff that is awful, like someone getting shot in the head. Like that can stay on YouTube a lot easier than... If I sung ABBA right now, that'd be taken off before someone getting shot in the head would.
That is true.
I say this because me and Peter tested this. I said, me and Peter, we sung ABBA, it got taken down. And then me and Peter shot each other in the heads, and we're
crashed.
oh no, it's not good.
You must pay this player.
Right, here's the J-hole story. Everyone ready for this one? So, me, an 8-year-old, was taken by my father, a 43-year-old male. Sorry, me, an 8-year-old male, was taken by my father, a 43-year-old male, into the city to see a marching band. We were having a lot of fun until you asked me to be a safer to
So
broken.
is this MCR?
The Beaten and the Damned, it is 100% NCR. I realised that immediately. I wanted to see how far I could get in. Peter was one line left.
This property is looking for a buyer. Will it be you? Your turn starts now.
So you think your Monopoly's crashed, Peter, so you can get kicked out of the game?
I'm pretty sure you can never get back into Monopoly game after.
You can. If you're out, we have to stop the game. Are you out of the game, Peter?
I mean, I will load up the game, but I don't think it's ever.
Yeah, you're right. But just can't swap the game. Yeah, they're right. So, Peter, if I'm gonna ask you both. I'm gonna give you both a question. Give me your answers, then you can debate them. Ready?
Okay.
You have to give me 2 superheroes, and then you have to know one superhero each, and then tell me why it will beat the other one superhero. And Oliver, please be fair about this. Do not listen to the. You both just decide now in your heads and say them out loud. Don't change your answers. Actually, one of you just text me. Both text me your superhero first, and then we'll sit. Then I'll see them both. Then Well, that's that way, so you can't change it. Your goal here is to win. Is to win. I'm not saying what the contest is yet, but you're playing a superhero to win a contest. I won't look at who you just text me. They'll both text me a superhero's name or character. Actually, it can be anyone you like. Any fictional character to win this contest.
Any fictional character?
Any fictional character you want to win a contest that I'm gonna say. I will, when you both text me who they are, I will then say the contest out loud, then I'll look at your answers, and then it will start. So I can't change it depending who you've written to make it harder or easier for you guys, and you guys can't change it depending who the other one written. So it's equally fair on all grounds. My phone is turned off, like, you can't see, but I promise you, I've turned my phone upside down, and I can't see what you guys are texting it.
Just text a fictional character to you.
To me, and then I will name a contest. And then you have to then debate why your character will be better than the other one at this contest.
Okay.
And then obviously then we'll swap out for like who's hosting as the judge person to one of you two next. You both texted me a fictional character?
Okay.
Okay, the goal here is you want this fictional character has to try and eat so much food the buffet goes out of business. So you've both texted me. I don't see yours, Tom. Who was it? Spawn. And Peter texted me Patrick Star. Tom, you can go first.
But as long as your stomach opens, it isn't really just eating. So you're saying if you just shoot someone dead and then make a hole for the back of their throat and you start putting food through their mouth and it coming out of the back of their head, they're then eating. That's your logic.
Okay, so, yeah. So, like, so you're, why would Patrick Star not do as well then, Tom? Peter?
But have you ever seen Patrick Star struggle with food?
Oh, that's a good point. I never have.
Patrick Star has never struggled. Patrick Star cannot struggle.
Why do you think Spawn would be worse? I've heard why you think Patrick Star, Peter. That is honestly a good case for Patrick. He's never struggled with food. He eats a lot. He's never full. Good case for Patrick. Attack Spawn now. This character, I don't know if you know, Peter. Attack them. Go ahead. Why would Spawn not beat the buffet better than Patrick? I don't know if anyone's still there. Tom, you still there? Peter, you still there? So I think we lost Peter for a second here. I can't give my ruling till Peter gets back. Because I didn't hear Peter's defense for against Spawn.
It's out of colour.
Oh, you're back, Peter. What's your case why Spawn wouldn't do as Patrick?
Have you seen Spawn eat as much as Patrick Star?
I'll be honest, I've never seen Spawn eat.
Well, there you go. Case closed. Patrick has priorities for food.
But Peter, you haven't said against what Tom's saying, which is not that Spawn would beat the buffet. I'm not sure if Tom. I don't want to say. I don't want to say what I think Tom said. It might not be what Tom said. But then here's the problem: if I say what I think Tom said now, is why Tom's might win. Tom might not have meant it, and then but he could have meant it this way. Tom, how did you mean what you said, Tom? Okay, that's how you mean it then. That's exactly how you mean it that way there. I'd have to go for Patrick in the way you guys would have made this. I thought what you meant, Tom, was you're going to slit their chest and not die, but that would get them shut down. Because I didn't say you have to, like... I didn't say you have to eat all... I said you mean that to get them shut down. eat all the food because then they'd still be shut down. I thought you were trying to go that approach where it was like different. You were kind of doing the questions sort of, but differently. I'd have to give this to Peter, the case there. But you didn't say that was why they're getting, you didn't say that's why they're getting shut down was because they'd be closed down. You just said because they'd eat more that way. I do think Peter's case was stronger in this little battle. I'm gonna have to give my point to Peter. Tom, you can now become the referee, and give us. You can ask us to do whatever you like as the judge. It could be any sort of question you want us to have. It doesn't have to be too fictional about it, just battling. It could be whatever you want. Do however way you like. So you want us to both text you characters? Okay, Peter, can you hear this?
Yeah,
We're both texting Tom. Do you want us to text you over text or Facebook?
just a fictional character.
Tom, how do you Death Brawl? Oh, so right. So we'll both text you a character's name then. Right, I have texted you my name so I can't change, Tom. Peter, you can either text Tom your character's name now so you can't change, or just say it out loud, because I've already texted mine so I can't change.
Oh, what?
You already yeah, so Peter, I just texted Tom mine. Tom's now seen it. Which character do you have to pick a character to try and win a death brawl against my character? I've already texted it to Tom so I can't change mine. You can just say yours out loud now.
I already texted them.
Oh, you can set it. Do you want to say yours first or second? I'll let you have the choice, Peter. I'll say my first. So I'm not sure if you guys know this. There's a character called Zach Morris. Do you know Zach Morris, Peter?
No.
So Zach Morris was in a TV show called Saved by the Bell. It was one of those like classic. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Peter's not going to cheat. He's already sent it. Peter, you're an honest enough person, aren't you, Peter? You're an honest person.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to announce it. Peter's an honest person. He won't change his answer. So, Zach Morris is a character, Peter, from like those high school like comedy shows where it's like, think High School Musical if it's a TV show, basically. Or like, you mean?
Okay.
That kind of show. But he has one insane power, which is he can turn to the camera and freeze. He can turn to the camera basically, because he knows everything. This is not a real thing. He knows he's a character. He can turn to the camera, and when he talks to them, he freezes time. So Zach Morris can freeze time and do whatever he wants with time frozen as long as he wants to until he chooses to unfreeze time. It's called Sack time. So he'll freeze time with Sack time. Do whatever he wants, then unfreeze time. Zach Morris is my battler.
Well, I picked Austin Powers.
Oh, that is good.
And if you're talking about freezing, Austin Powers has already been frozen, so Austin Powers will not be affected by it.
Austin Powers would still be affected by being... No, Austin Powers was affected, because he got frozen, then got unfrozen again. But he was still technically had to be unfrozen.
Exactly, and that Austin Powers is the only person that you really know of that can successfully survive that.
No. But that means it just freezes time, so I can just stab you when time's frozen and unfreeze time. Austin Powers was frozen to travel through time. But I can still call Austin Powers in the present. And he's still dead.
It's very debatable.
No, because Austin Powers, when he freezes time, he's not like frozen in time, he's just frozen himself and then he travels in time, back in time for a time machine. And also gets frozen and sent to the future that way. But he has no abilities to stop, like, getting shot, or when time's frozen to still move. I'll admit, I picked an overpowered character, and I will... so this can be a debate. I will swap out of this, Peter. I'll go to someone more fightable, if you allow, Peter.
Okay.
I will swap to my secondary choice, which was gonna be Deadpool. But I mean Deadpool was my secondary choice. Okay, how about this? I'll change to a spy, make it a really insane battle, Peter. I'll take Ethan Hunt. Yeah.
Oh,
Who
wait,
cares?
what, we're
So,
playing Monopoly still? Are we?
yeah. So, Ethan Hunt, Peter, is, as you know, Mission Impossible. He can take over any odds possible. He has a team, but if the team's not there, he's very skilled and resourceful and can change whatever he's doing to adapt to whatever situation he's in. Nothing can really stop him, and he has no ties to anyone. He has loyalty to the people he knows. He does his own stunts. And so when Mike Myers has to leave to do his stunts during this battle, I can just shoot him. But also, Austin Powers is a terrible spy, a terrible fighter. He's
But
just
he
full of
does-
swag.
Yeah, exactly. Swag. That's all you need. The things that Austin Powers accomplished were just swag.
But I would say Austin Powers only achieved it because of how dumb Dr. Evil and his whole team were.
But Dr. Evil is just one of Austin Powers' personalities.
Exactly, so Austin Powers can only win when it's against himself. And even then, a lot of time Austin Powers wins, it's not thanks to Austin, it's thanks to his, what are they called, Bond girl style person. Usually they do a lot more than Austin does, so I think Austin would lose pretty well, easily. Tom, make your verdict. Remove Zach Morris.
Yeah, but if he's got that mojo,
Oh, wait, never mind. Here we go. Peter, I will say he does have his mojo.
exactly. He can accomplish.
No, I mean, I literally will accept the fact he still has his mojo at this point, but he's still dead. Austin Powers, in any situation where someone is able to shoot a gun, will die. Tom, what's your verdict? You have to remove Zach Morris, because that was too overpowered, and I will admit, Zach Morris, Peter. I'll say this, Peter, Zach Morris is always my answer to any superhero battle, because of the time freeze thing is insane. So, Evan has that as well, though. Peter didn't say plot armor either. Peter didn't mention the plot armor he has. I mean, I will not fight the judge, but I do disagree with your decision, but I will not fight you on it. No, that's what I'm saying. I disagree with your decision, but I will not fight on it because it is your decision. I will say though, if I kept Zach Morris, there'd be no fight, but I would have won. I swapped to a shitter answer because Zach Morris would have won too easily. Then I left Deadpool because Deadpool is. I realized it's hard for you to be against Deadpool, Tom, so I swapped to Spy. Peter, what's our question? You get to decide any sort of topic you like in the world, Peter, for us to talk about. Nothing's off boards. It doesn't even have to be like name two characters. It could be like any sort of topic you want in the world. We have to name options for, then fight on them.
I want the name of this is going to be some type of
You don't have to tell us what it is
per
for a
se.
race.
but I need two names of two celebrities and over the age of 50, still alive.
Okay, let me just text you mine, Peter. I'm making sure one of mine is over 50. Yeah, they're both over 50. Let me just get the spelling out. I just sent you mine, Peter, mine too. I've sent in brackets the 2 roles you know them best as, because they're not as much of a household name as they should be. You know what I mean? If they said the second one without the brackets, it might not have been as obvious who they were.
Yeah, I need who's your it's through tag teams, so I need a number 1 and number 2.
Oh, put mine in order then of 1 is the first person, 2 is the second person now. I sent you.
Okay, well, the number 1 is going to be the pizza chef. They're going to be creating a pizza.
Okay.
And number 2 is going to be delivering the pizza.
Okay, Tom, do you want to talk first or second? Well, Tom Cruise is quite a method person, quite a method kind of actor. Takes everything very seriously and does his own stunts and does his own work. So as long as you tell Tom Cruise someone's filming this, he will make the best pizza the fastest possible way he can, and put his entire body and soul into making his pizza the very best he can make it. Because in Cocktail, he actually learned how to be a bartender for Cocktail. He learns exactly what he has to do for any role he's given. So as long as I tell him and lie to him and tell him this is for a movie, he will put all of the best of his ability into making this pizza. And Bill is just the nicest guy who will do whatever he can to help people. This has been proven by a lot of times. He's done a lot of voice work, he's done a lot of acting physically. He's a very physical kind of performer. So he's very good at being active. So he's still gonna have a lot of energy in him. So he can drive, like he has a driver's license, so he can either drive there and get it to it as fast as he can, or he can just run and still be in shape enough to get there.
Interesting.
He also has enough charm and charisma and enough fan base from different audiences, aged old to age young, ranges so much that he could probably get anyone he needs to also give him a lift there if he's really stuck. I think these two would be the perfect duo to first make the pizza and deliver it as fast as they possibly can. Thank you.
Thomas?
If you say, Tom, who can describe them, I can help. Because I've just said mine. What? Rocket Man. Oh, that guy who plays Rocket Man. You mean Elton John? What did you text Peter then? Oh, that's fair. Who? Right, so Rocket Man's your
No, I
first.
understood, don't worry.
No, yeah, Peter understood, but yeah, Elton John. Go ahead.
This town never looks so great.
As my driver, because I think he'd be a good driver. He could get there. What's that point?
I need arguments against. Jess, what's your arguments against Thomas's character choice?
Peter Capaldi takes everything too seriously. He's not that good. He's not that great at doing stuff. He's very much one of those actors who isn't the greatest at acting, first of all. But I've never really don't know how good he is at speed. Because whenever he runs, he does not run well. In order he actually bring down the amount of running that is for his doctor because of that reason. So he can't run. He has to be in a car only. So if he's driving, he'd have a chance. But if he has to run, he has no chance at all. So if this is a race in a car, he can't. He's a different story, but he hasn't that much running ability. Elton John can cook, but Elton John can't cook that well. Elton John cooks food, but Elton John's very posh about what he does do, and all his stuff is stylistic, so he'll put so much more time and effort into making his pizza as stylistically amazing as he possibly can. So he won't do it quickly. He'll do it very much to a standard where it's a perfect, elegant pizza. But he also probably wouldn't even like pizza. He's that much. He's a great man, but he is so much like this head in the clouds, amazing person who's just over the top of all he does. He won't make a normal pizza. He'll make the greatest pizza possible, but it also will be so slow that by the time you get it, you'll forgot you wanted pizza. And Capaldi, he does not. He's given up a lot of the time. He doesn't put that much effort in a lot of the time. Capaldi couldn't really run well. He'd have to be in the car and driving. So I also don't think Capaldi would work that well with Elton John, because, you know, I just don't think they'd be a very good team up. I don't think Capaldi would do his job that well. I think your duo would fail.
Okay, Thomas?
Oh, no. But you're forgetting one thing. No, I agree. No, one second. What you didn't listen to was I said Tom Cruise was Tom Cruise. We're telling him he's in a role here. We're pretending there's cameras rolling. We're faking like it's film. So Tom Cruise would think he's too good for a pizza and too good to make pizza. But Tom Cruise thinks that he's in a movie here. So Tom Cruise being too good for it doesn't factor in. So we're lying to Tom Cruise to make him think that this is for a movie. So Tom Cruise, but also he also has experience where he will actually train and perfect what he's doing for stuff. And while I do roast that on my pizza and just ready up, oh my goodness, you're the person from the last game that commented on our stuff. They commented on the live stream. No, this is no, guys. Gris commented on the YouTube video telling us to ready up in Monopoly. No, they found my YouTube channel and commented that they're that dedicated. That is amazing. But no, Elton John does eat pizza, as you said, though, but I don't think he'd make pizza. He just doesn't have that kind of vibes to him, where he'd do that much work to make the pizza great. I think while Elton John might have a chance, Capaldi, I don't think would drive that effectively. I think he'd be very slow, he's very methodical. He's also very up his own ass, more than anyone else we've said is. I think Capaldi would let your team down. While Elton John might be able to make a good pizza, I think Capaldi would let your team down. I think your team's got a weak link in Capaldi. Elton John, maybe he could make a pizza, maybe he could, we don't know for certain. But Elton John doesn't train for what he just does what he does. I don't think Elton John would have the ability to train that much. He wouldn't go into that much detail and that much work to get it done. So I feel like your team has 1 to 2 weak links, while my team's got 2 great links. But would you not prefer a great pizza? And a fast pizza? A great and fast pizza? Yeah, but if you're getting a pizza delivered, would you not want the best possible pizza? In the fastest possible time? You have to roll your dice, Tom. Oh, it's me. Thought it was still on you.
Shake the dice and see what the future holds for you.
Now that Peter's just thinking about it, I wish I had. My original idea was this, but I wish Peter didn't say over 50, because I would just said me. Honestly, I was going to say myself, to Peter said over 50.
Starting with the pizza chefs, I feel like Elton John would probably be a better pizza chef. In a few senses, you do get the sense that he might have some more pride in the pizza. but I wouldn't see him being over the top. Especially with his connections in Papa John's, for example. Since he is a regular there, and he would know what it's like in terms of waiting for a pizza, and he wouldn't want to wish to wait on others. So I feel like Elton John would be quite quick with making the pizza. In terms of Tom Cruise being more of the type of person who would rather someone else do the pizza than himself. Even if there was a camera rolling, he wouldn't really put much thought into it. He'd just try and get angles to shortcut the pizza as much as possible. And it'll end up not even becoming a pizza. It wouldn't legally be a pizza.
I think you've ignored my case, why he'd be great, to be honest.
I don't think he'd put that much effort in. He'd just pretend to put effort in, but then...
He literally
overall,
trained to do make stuff. He trained to do it.
Yes, he trained to do it. But pizza's not a thing. You don't really need training to make pizza. You know? It's not to impress. You know? In terms of pizza chefs, I feel like overall, Elton John would have that in the bag. Now, delivery is a big thing as well. Delivery, just important as the chef themselves, because that can make or break.
I do agree. I've had a lot of bad delivery drivers. The food comes cold, you're annoyed.
It could either be with time or even their attitude. For all you know, you might arrive with a missing slice.
Oh.
Now, interesting choice by Thomas, I gotta say, choosing the Capaldi. Capaldi's not necessarily the nicest person in the world. I wouldn't say he'd have a great attitude about delivering pizza. He probably wouldn't be happy about delivering the pizza. Most definitely, I wouldn't even see Capaldi driving. I would see him getting someone else to drive him, which might slow him down even more, waiting on that person to collect him. He might get frustrated at that person. He might even throw some of the slices at that person. Therefore, the customer will be down slices. Overall, I feel like the customers will put in a complaint to the business because of Capaldi's terrible delivery. It would probably be late, and I can see pieces of the pizza being missing, as well as terrible attitude by Capaldi. In terms of Bill, it would be quite the opposite. I can see Bill, getting his own personal vehicle that he owns, just not necessarily rushing, just taking his own time to make sure the pizza's delivered safely, coming on with the best attitude, being patient with the customer. Even if he felt like he wasn't doing a great job, he'll even offer the customer some free stuff on top.
I will say this: I didn't say that.
I feel like he would go all over the top.
I do. I saw this, Peter. I do agree. I think he'd do that, but I didn't say that.
But I did state, this is a race. It's nothing to do with customer service. It's nothing to do with what the customers think. It's just about being the quickest. And it doesn't matter about the state of the pizza. So like the business could fail here, and it won't matter, because as long as they get there the quickest, then they win. So if I was going over, like I said, the individuals for their actual jobs themselves, Elton John would win for chef, Bill would win for delivery. But we have to put in consideration the time of things that are going to get done. It's not about quality on this, it's about quantity. So thinking about this logic, Tom Cruise, he will maybe throw a little thing there and there, just to look pretty, look like he's actually giving a fuck when he's not, and then throw it in a box. And then he'll throw it in a box, and that's gonna be it. And you know, Bill will just, he'll get a box and he'll think, oh, you know what, it's just a pizza. He's such a nice guy, but I don't think he'll check. And he'll do his normal route to delivery to where he was told to deliver. But the issue there might be that, you know, Cruz doesn't give a fuck. Is Cruz going to really tell Bill where to go? You know, the right delivery?
The person
The
making the decision
address?
tell them the address, though, they get that themselves.
No.
The chef doesn't get the address.
Nah, we're talking about a two-man business here.
The chef doesn't get the address.
There's only the chef and the driver. There's no receptionist. There's no.
The address, one of them, the chef is not given the address. In any scenario of any business, you would not give the chef the address. If you were to give it to the driver.
In consideration of the argument. Okay, taking just the point.
Tom, aren't you fighting here?
Yeah. Bill won't have much speed. Bill will just be, you know, a normal guy just delivering pizza, no rush, just, you know, chill Bill.
If they could tell he would actually deliver it, or if they could tell he would just do a half-assed job and say he's the doctor.
Now, the only problem with Bill is if Bill does want to go, you know, out of the way, if Bill does actually check the pizza, that's going to slow the whole operation down, because Bill's going to realise.
Peter, Bill made SpongeBob 2 and 3. You think he really read the script beforehand? I don't think he'd check.
It's your turn.
If he did, though, he's going to have a big argument with Tom Cruise, and they're not
I don't think he'd check. He made SpongeBob 2 and 3 without checking for quality. I don't think he'd check.
True. That is true. So under the impression that he doesn't check, then that does not slow them down. Now, it's hard to tell.
But also,
That would happen
Capaldi
or not.
wouldn't check either, though. So the pizza was shit, Capaldi wouldn't check either, to be fair. None of them would have checked. Just to be fair and balanced, I don't think Capaldi would check either. But I also don't think Capaldi would stay. This is the thing, Peter.
So-
Here's the problem, Peter. I don't think if I'm trying to help you out as a judge here, right? I don't think anyone but Bill would stay long enough to do their job. So I don't think they're even made pizza from any team.
Yes, so Cruz will kind of speed it up in the fact, whereas he's just going to be like half a bit of dough.
No, what Cruz would do was he'd put like the tomato sauce and put the cheese on it, and then just give up. Is what you're
It's about
saying?
over 10 seconds. But
Oh, shit.
create an actual pizza.
Yes, he
A
would.
pizza that is edible. Get those special toppings in there.
So you're saying I win for every reason against what I said? Are you saying I win, but my entire case for why Tom would be great is why? So I think you're saying I
Capaldi
win,
will just like,
but I'm
Capaldi will
also...
probably just say that he did deliver the pizza, but screw it out somewhere, throw it out the window. So yes, I have to say yes.
You're
yes,
saying I'd
you
win,
won.
but my entire reason, my entire Tom Cruise argument was he would try his very best, and you're like, no, he would not.
Yeah.
Tom, what's your views on not judging? I still love how my entire debate was like. You notice how much I jumped back and forth depending on whatever you were saying there? Where I was like, no, Tom Cruise put so much work into it. You know, this is about speed. Tom would rush that sucker! I have no alliances.
No,
My alliance is to the point.
If I did specify that the pizza had to be like
That I would have fought for my
actual-
That I would have
an actual
fought.
pizza, then
That I would have fought for my reason why I said Tom Cruise was good if that had been what you said. I was willing to throw Tom Cruise under any bus I needed to. Oh, I just for the press AM.
Oh shit, we're playing Monopoly.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Apparently I bought something.
Oh, good job, I haven't.
Someone already owns this property. Time to pay the rent.
Who's doing the next one?
Other plans for your money.
We can do another one of those, or we can play the game show I created. One of the game shows I've made. What do you want to do? I can tell you the game show, then you can decide.
Okay.
The game show's basic premise is you don't have to be right. You just have to convince the other person you're right. So say I asked, how many continents are there? And Peter said 6. Peter still wins unless Tom calls him on it. You both have 5 lives. If you get it wrong and you're called on it, you lose a life. But if you call someone on it and they were right, you lose a life. So say Peter said 6 continents and Tom didn't call him on it, Peter would get away with it and keep his lives. But if Tom called him on it and Peter is wrong, Peter then loses his life. But if Tom calls him on it and Peter said 7 and Peter was right, Tom loses a life. You both have 5 lives. I will literally send the winner, or get the winner in person, £5 to either... It's Trivia Bull. It's bullying trivia. If you don't know the answer, you can lie, but you can't get caught lying. Everyone understand the game?
Yep.
Now, I'm googling random trivia questions, because I haven't prepared questions for this. When I do it as a game show for a video, I'll have questions prepared, but for now it's just going to be random. I've got a generator up here. It cannot be biased towards any of us. No, you can pick your category. I'll give you something. Wait, am I hearing an echo?
Yeah, it's just... Probably.
Who's that echoing?
Maybe me. My shirt mic.
That's fine. It's a podcast, but I don't mind it echoing that much. Okay, we're gonna play that in the next podcast because I realize this is about an hour long now, so we can have 2 podcasts out of this. Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next one. I've been Jess.
I've been Peter.
Cheerio.